Lalitji, thank you for the opportunity to speak to India abroad. I am a first generation high school graduate in my family, and I did my undergraduate work from University of Allahabad in India, and then came to Canada. That's where I did my master's, and I came to United States as an international student to pursue a PhD in mathematics, and then remained here in various careers. At state university systems, then private independent universities, and at a wonderful community college, Montgomery College in Maryland, for almost 20 years. So I bring 3 decades of experience in higher education in this role.
And in India, you come from UP, Allahabad, the historic city.
Yeah, so my family, my ancestors come from Banaras,
Okay.
and I went to University of Allahabad for my education, and my I grew up in Chhattisgarh, in a city called Bhilai.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, post-independent India, steel infrastructure, steel factories, steel plants were created all over India. This was one where my father worked as a worker in that plant, and then I did my initial schooling in that town. Yeah.
Do you remember the day when you first came here in this country? Which city was that? How you came here?
So I think that coming to Canada, I left India on August 15th, 1987.
Historic day.
Independence of India,
Right.
that day, and then I had a brief a few days of stay in at the Cambridge University in England. I knew someone, and then I arrived in Halifax, Canada, slightly after that. I came to United States 3 years later. Sometimes I would say
1990.
1990. Yes.
And which city did you go?
I went to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Okay. And what you did there?
And that's where I did my doctorate in mathematics.
And what was the topic of your?
My research was in differential equations, which is an area in mathematics which is used in a lot of applications. And my applications was in something called mathematical biology. And later I looked at more, how mathematical modeling and mathematics can be helped in medicine, and the studying of diseases, and how treatments are done, and looking at efficiencies and those types.
And from Arkansas, you drove to Maryland. There was some other states.
Oh no, no, not in that linear way. From Arkansas, I went to a new campus of Texas A&M University,
Okay.
Texas A&M International University in South Texas. Then from Texas, I went to Jacksonville University in Florida. And from Florida in 2004, I came to Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland.
And there you stayed there for 30 years?
20 years.
20 years.
Until I came in this role in 2003.
And at Montgomery College, you did a phenomenal work on on vocational education. Right?
Yeah.
And I do remember you did a lot of work on establishing the same kind of vocational education in India as well.
Yeah.
Can you take us through that journey?
Yeah. So I came to Montgomery College in 2004 as Dean of Science and Engineering. Then I played a role as Vice President and Provost for their Germantown campus. And then, for 10 years, Chief Academic Officer and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Lot of work, especially vocational, but cybersecurity, bioinformatics, biotechnology. That's I-270 corridor. Human genome sequencing happened there. The idea was that how can we bring economic development, and how we can prepare our students to take part in what was happening historically in I-270 corridor. New companies were coming, Human Genome Sciences, MedImmune, later, GSK and AstraZeneca and GlaxoSmithKline, all that. So a lot of work happened there. But involvement with India was very interesting. I was provost of Germantown campus of Montgomery College, and I got a call, I believe, from State Department, and this was a senior advisor to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton at that time, and they were preparing for President Obama's first visit to India, and they were brainstorming, what kind of partnership U.S. and India should have, and people-to-people partnership, and in terms of education, what should happen. U.S. and India has a historical relationship in many areas, even during the Cold War. But IITs, IIMs. So they were thinking, given that India had the youngest population in the world, 700 million or so people under the age of 35. And how can they bring a more accessible, affordable, and meaningful model of higher education? So I believe State Department was thinking about U.S. model of community colleges, and I believe that model is powerful now for India and certainly for other places of the world, especially all the developing economies. So we were contacted, and the next day I was at the State Department meeting with the Secretary of State's team, and they provided us some funding. And we went to India. We did some major workshops, meetings with decision makers in India, and I think that started that idea of community colleges in India, and I think it's growing. And India has more community colleges. Certainly, they look different than the community colleges that we have here. They have been adapted to the Indian context.
Tell me about this current position. What is your mandate and what you're trying to do?
So we look after the entire higher education in the state of Maryland. We are a regulatory body on higher education. As you know, Maryland has one of the finest um, system of higher education. We have 16 outstanding community colleges. Um, then we have public universities, USA University System of Maryland that has about 12 universities. Then great historically black colleges and universities, Morgan State University. Then we have St. Mary's University and an honors university, public honors university. Then we have private independent institutions like Johns Hopkins University, Loyola University, and others. So it gives me an opportunity to work with this, system of comprehensive system of higher education, making sure that higher education is accessible to every Marylander, and it's also affordable. We offer a significant financial aid program, over $200 million, administered through this agency, and then working with businesses and industries, making sure that our students have opportunities in the emerging economy, existing economy of our state. So, homegrown talent preparation, and also research, innovation, and providing economic competitiveness for our state through higher education. Coming from India, I was most fascinated by the two aspects of U.S. higher education. One's accessibility. If you look at U.S. community colleges in the state of Maryland, they're open access. Nobody is denied admission.
Is it?
Wow. Everybody is accepted, and you can choose whatever you want to. You can be a doctor, you can be a poet, you can be an engineer, you can go to computer science. You choose what you want to do, and community colleges give you a pathway to get there. That's one. Coming from India, when I was growing up, uh, access to higher education, very competitive, very difficult. So this was very fascinating to me, and that's one of the reasons I left a very good career in four-year university space to come to community college system. The other is the linkage of economic competitiveness of this great country and our state of Maryland through higher education. So if you look at economic edge, whether it's Google or whether it's AI or biotechnology, it starts with our institutions of higher education, whether it's human genome sequencing, whether it's AI, whether it's Google. And this is a brilliant way of creating this system through lot of support from the federal government, lot of support from the state and philanthropists and others. So that's why next generation of technologies, next generation of cure of diseases, vaccines, they come, they start at our institutions of higher education.
What is the kind of directions or guidelines that you have got from the governor and lieutenant governor? Uh, uh, what's their vision of higher education in Maryland?
Leaving no one behind.
Okay.
Right. So making sure that everyone can access to higher education, right? And also making sure that higher education gives economic mobility to students who are getting our credentials. So um, education is affordable, accessible, and then at the same time, the education that you get gives you a job that's family sustaining either immediately or over a span of few years.
With the AI coming in, what impact is it having on higher education?
So let me first tell you
Yeah.
that we are fascinated by that.
Is it?
Yes, we are fascinated by that. Our institutions of higher education, especially our research universities, are part of that creation of AI. If you look at our Johns Hopkins University, for example, their role in AI in national defense and healthcare is prominent. If you look at what's happening at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, they're working on digitization of supply chains and others for the government and others as well. Really cutting edge work. If you look at Morgan State University, they are national leader in digital twinning. That's all applications of AI. If you look at University of Maryland, College Park, did you use ChatGPT today?
Everyone know there's no life without ChatGPT.
Okay, so did you use Google today?
Yes.
So both have origins at University of Maryland
Oh
College
wow!
Park.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Google started. Google started there, and then the Sergey Brin was an undergraduate student there. His father was a professor of mathematics, and this started as a project first at University of Maryland. The other, if you look at Chat GPT, this chat series, these are, agentic and generative AIs. Both use what is called LLMs, large language models. They are you can think of them as an engine for this chat series. Both chats, what the LLMs that are used there are Elmo and Brett. They are written by graduates of University of Maryland College Park. So our universities are contributing. We are hiring Hopkins University 150 faculty related to AI, and just the number of AI experts doing research at Hopkins is close to 1,000.
Wow.
University of Maryland College Park is hiring 50 faculty in AI, and if you look at Morgan, UMBC, College Park, there's another 1,000. So a couple of thousand, one of the finest professionals in AI are doing research here. It's very important. Then you look at impact of our lighthouse sectors of our economy. Governor Moore has declared life sciences, IT, cyber, quantum. Quantum is birthplaces, University of Maryland, as you know, and aerospace. All have serious impact of AI. To give you an example, if you want to bring new drug or new vaccine, you have to understand protein structures.
Right.
You have to decode proteins. It used to take 5 years of work of one student writing one PhD thesis to decode one protein. Now, Google's AlphaFold, that's DeepMind. By the way, DeepMind also has a connection with our University of Maryland. So we are the front um, in creating this knowledge. So
Mm-hmm.
AlphaFold can decode millions of proteins in just matter of few weeks. So it has impact on what we are doing,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, it can advance our industries. It can make us as a state more competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It can make our nation more competitive. So that's why we are heavily invested in AI, and certainly AI, the ethical part is important. AI for public good is important for us, and also AI from equity point of view is also important because machine learning, machines learn from human,
Right.
and if we have biases, machine
Yes.
will expand it, right? So we want to be careful. And when you look at AI, we don't think that as an artificial intelligence. We look at this as amplified
Mm-hmm.
intelligence, making humans better at work. We don't think that this disruption means replacing humans by AI. We do think that humans who don't use AI may be replaced by humans who do. So we want our students to have AI proficiency. We are trying to embed AI across our curriculum. So our students who graduate and have our credentials, they are more employable in the AI-driven economy.
Wonderful. Tell me about the historic administration that you're part of now. What's the impression about it? How it is
First of all, I am privileged and honored to be part of this administration.
functioning?
I'm extremely thankful to Governor Moore
Mm-hmm.
and Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller for this opportunity. As you know, Governor Moore is the first black governor for the state of Maryland,
Right.
only third in the history of our nation.
Right.
And our Lieutenant Governor, certainly a first immigrant and woman to be a Lieutenant Governor in our state. So that's historically. But if you look at the cabinet, certainly my own opportunity in this role is of historical nature, given who I am
Mm-hmm.
and my pathways into this great nation. Uh, but more importantly, we are all at the table. We are trying to do great things, bringing equity in our state, leaving no one behind from higher education point of view, making sure that higher education um, is accessible, affordable to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and it provides an economic mobility. And also, economic competitiveness is extremely important for us, especially the economic competitiveness that comes through higher education.
Uh, Coming to the last phase about Indian Americans, role of Indian Americans in the state of Maryland and in country in general, how do you see that?
I think that, as you know, Indian Americans have a rich history of collaboration and contribution to this wonderful state. Many of us have come here as students. So in Maryland, there are 22,000 international students.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good number, very important part of our higher education
Mm-hmm.
community. Indian Americans, nationally, you see the entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at the leadership in life sciences. You look at the leadership of the technology industry. You look at the CEOs of major companies. But let me bring this to higher education in the state of Maryland. Certainly, our Lieutenant Governor
Mm-hmm.
and others here. If you look at our faculty across the country, certainly state of Maryland, especially in STEM discipline. If you look at computer science, electrical engineering, and other fields of engineering, you will see a significant number of Indian students, and you will see a significant number of Indian American faculty, and you will also see deans and others in the leadership role who are doing excellent job and contributing to the well-being of our economy, our higher education system, and certainly our nation as well.
What would you tell the young Indian Americans who are in high schools or planning to go college or studying in college? What is your message to them?
I think that my message to them is that you are in a country where there are ample of opportunities and ample of pathways. Keep your options open. There are excellent opportunities in STEM related field, but also there are excellent opportunities in other fields, art, music, filmmaking, and others. The wonderful opportunity, and I see a lot of Indian American students in those fields now. Last thing I'll say that public service.
Public service.
Public service is important. I am in public service. I am seeing the opportunity to do good work through public service. That's also important. I didn't run for an office, but I will encourage younger generation to take part in public service, and also how they can contribute to this society more.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.